Two black women were racially profiled at Applebee's, and their footage of the incident has gone viral. Welcome back to What's Trending. I'm Shira Lazar. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more social media news daily. Alexis Bryson and her friend visited an Applebee's in Independence, Missouri, outside of Kansas City. During their meal, a police officer approached them and said the restaurant was accusing them of dining and dashing the day before. This confused the two women since they had never been to that restaurant.
It's a little role reversal here. Put yourself in my shoes. What would you do?
I mean, you're doing your job, but this restaurant is not doing its job. Because if she's positive that she's seen us, we haven't been there. This is my first time here.
And that would take some balls to dine and dash the day before and then just show up the next day acting like nothing happened. But an Applebee's employee said she was almost positive that Bryson and her friend were the women from the day before. Almost positive certainly almost always means it's true, right? And as the police officer continued to speak to them, one of the women becomes audibly upset.
Chrissy, I think you need to come because this is not funny.
Wow.
We have not been here. It's amazing.
You know what? She normally act like this? We're just trying to talk.
This is not funny. Oh.
And that's not surprising. Imagine you're just like sitting, eating, enjoying your day, and then you're accused of basically being a thief. They were ultimately asked to pay their bill, leave, and not come back. As they left, Bryson told the police officer that she thought they had been racially profiled.
We deal with this all the time. Black people in America gotta deal with this all the time. If you watch him, we supposedly stole up too, okay? This is what black people have to deal with. If you wanna know, this is what black people have to deal with. It's okay. It's cool, let's pay, let's go.
The video is particularly upsetting because the officer doesn't seem to understand why the situation is emotional and frequently belittles them for being agitated. Then after leaving, the women called Applebee's and asked why they were accused of dining and dashing on a previous occasion. The manager said, quote, "Our accuser remembered that there was a skinny girl and a girl who wore makeup." Bryson then wrote on Facebook, "This is a clear example of racial profiling that should not be stood for. Just because we are black does not mean we are all criminals, and I will not be treated as such." Since being posted on February 10th, the video has been viewed over 2 million times and has over 50,000 shares. Applebee's released the following statement. "We recognize the hurt and pain caused by the recent incident at an Applebee's restaurant in Independence, Missouri. We very much regret this occurred and sincerely apologize to our guests and community. After an internal investigation and in line with our values, the franchisee terminated the manager, server, and another employee involved in the incident. We do not tolerate racism, bigotry, or harassment of any nature, and we have taken additional steps to close the restaurant at this time in order for the team there to regroup, reflect, learn, and grow from this. We are reaching out to the guests involved to apologize directly. We know rebuilding trust with those affected by the incident will take time, and we look forward to finding resolution in the coming days." And obviously a ton of people are chiming in on Facebook and Twitter. Bertha DeLanda posts, "I'm offended that the officer thought this was a joke. The woman was having a total panic attack. He accused them both of theft in public, then starts his BS. Wow, are you always so emotional? Jerk." This person says that Applebee's manager absolutely racially profiled those girls. First of all, who would dine and dash and go back the next day to do it again at the same restaurant? Like no common sense was used. That was blatantly racist and disgusting. Some commenters are also saying they've boycotted Applebee's since they denied a black veteran a meal after Trump-supporting diners questioned his military service. And that incident did happen in 2016, but it was at a Chili's, not an Applebee's.
Video of a Chili's manager snatching the meal Army veteran Ernest Walker received as part of the restaurant's Veterans Day tribute sent shockwaves across the internet. Our story on the incident drew hundreds of comments and thousands of reactions on Facebook, but Walker says the response he wants is from Chili's.
And in other polarizing restaurant news, a Texas man was kicked out of a restaurant recently for wearing a shirt that read, "Fuck Trump," and "Fuck you for voting for him." Though the man in question, Andy Turnay, says he understands why he was kicked out and isn't encouraging a boycott of the restaurant. So what do you think? How should Applebee's have handled this incident? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more of What's Trending.